Greetings. So we're going to go ahead and do reading. This is was going to be one specific sign zodiac reading, but I was redirected very quickly. That just didn't feel like the thing to do right now. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to actually switch decks also, so we just totally change the energy. There's something about your chi on the inside. You could be making friends with your chi. You could be really kind of taking a face-to-face look at the ways that you want to make up with yourself and others. Okay. Um, Personally, it's way too much. I'm not taking all that. Personally, I feel like there's an energy of I'm a diva, like kind of being not in a diva like energy, because that's kind of like pay attention to me. This is more of like a the moon. Yeah. This is like behind the scenes, kind of knowing that you're like achieving something or doing something that's significant. That's the best way that I can phrase it. The King of Swords is authoritarian, so sometimes this is an authority figure. In this specific case, I feel like this is maybe going to represent us or you, collective, the way that you see this. Yeah, and I don't think you really have like that much of an option about how to go about doing it. I think it's going to be basically spelled out for you in a very specific way. I don't know why I'm picking this deck up. I feel like I need clarification on the moon and the King of Swords, obviously. So let me get it. Okay, death in the reverse is moon. So there's like no death of a cycle, or um there's not an end to something quite yet. Something hasn't secretly something is still going on or happening. Yeah, there's the Queen of Pentacles. Could be working with an earth sign and an air sign. Could be one of your higher aspected signs in your chart. But the other one that was kind of sticking out right here is this option in love. This is what this is right here. It's a choice in love is like not quite over yet. Okay, and there's this tertiary level of understanding that comes along with this specific deck. And I will get back around to those two cards that are sticking out. But because this horse is on the front and she's stepping over a river of water, the horse is stepping in it. She's stepping over it by being on the horse. It's giving her a level of protection. This is the Knight of Cups, but she's got a huge like dagger in her hand. Like I don't think this is like what you want, right? So this love energy is what's coming out here. There's a secret love happening, but I don't think it either hasn't been announced. I don't think it's been really even discovered on a very deep level quite yet. Just the very beginnings of this love choice is happening right now. The very first steps to kind of like get to each other up this stairwell. And there is the choice of like, let me see what's behind it. Yeah, there's this choice, but it's also not a non-negotiable. That's what this is now coming out in the upright here, in the upright over here, and in the reverse at the bottom of the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, it's almost like someone's like, I really like you, think you're great, but I'm not a ride or die because I really need my life tomorrow morning. Okay, it's like that kind of non-negotiable. Like, no, there's certain doors I'm not willing to go through with you, right? But I can take a quick peek at what's going on and figure out which door you might like to go through, right? that door just wasn't your door to go through. That's all I can really say about that. Okay, here comes the focus and boundaries in reverse. So rather than focusing on boundaries in love, in this love option that's coming up for you, collective, and it doesn't matter, please don't take the signs too literally. This doesn't have to be a man and a woman. This happens to be a king and a queen, happens to be the king of swords and the queen of pentacles, but this could apply to a whole bunch of different signs. This could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay. So the boundaries here are like more open, and it's because this manipulation isn't being allowed to happen. Even if it's happening in the background, it isn't really like, it's kind of like, so what? Yeah, you're not going to think about it. You're not going to invest time, energy, thought into it. If there is peripheral movement, who cares? It's kind of like you have become divergent. Maybe that's the diva that I'm hearing. It's a divergent mindset. It's that, yeah, look, the tertiary mindset. Oh, okay, that was the goddess energy that came in immediately when I started this reading. Was that someone doesn't like this turbulent energy, or the constant back and forth and the battling, the fighting, the just to be loved. Goddesses don't do that. You can piss a goddess off, trust me. They won't smite you faster than anything, okay? But also, they don't like doing that. They don't enjoy that. They don't enjoy stepping outside of this energy. They don't feel satisfied by it. They don't really, yeah, they're not jealous of anybody that's trying to invade upon it. It's that simple. It's that straightforward. Let me get clarifiers, because yeah, it's almost like if I'm looking at the bottom of all these decks, I have the Magician in the reverse, the Evil Eye in the reverse, and the choices in the reverse. It's almost like if there's jealousy, if there is even like a peripheral thought in your head that something is not as it seems, right? You're enough of a visionary, or enough, like you've had enough life experience at this point to look things dead in their eye and be like, this is not a choice that I'm willing to continue to endorse. It doesn't feel good to me on this level, this level, this level, this level, this level, right? Then you can look at the other options. Once this one sits down, then that whole other set of choices was right here. Yeah, look, right there. And all in the upright. All situations that you don't have to manipulate any longer. You can just kind of drop it. You don't have to be the manifestor. You don't have to anything unless you just want to. Yeah, there's that love coming right out again. This, like, someone doesn't understand that someone else doesn't feel loved from turbulent interactions. That isn't what fosters honesty, clarity, trust, love, anything. That doesn't work for somebody. And that's okay. I just want to say that there are some people that do enjoy stormy relationships. Like, they really enjoy that, like, breakup to makeup kind of thing. Some people really don't. It has a lot to do with your love language, but also with like the way that you were raised and like the examples that you were given. So I think someone may have like overestimated or overstepped a little bit these boundaries in the past. Okay, because I'm seeing this come out with the stormy in the reverse. The rest of the situation here is in the upright. These two could really seriously have love. They're both contributing a cup. They're both contributing something to one another's life that is equal. It's a give and take. Do you see the symmetry there? There's a pathway there, but two people have to decide to take it or not. It's like realizing that you do have chemistry with somebody, but you're not sure like how that's gonna work. But you just know for sure that you don't want it to be like a stormy not a stormy in a bad way. Like, you want it to be stormy as in like, ooh, like always something kind of like to look forward to. You know, that not butterflies in your stomach in the opposite way, right? Instead of stage fright or, apprehension about a plane ride that you're about to take. This is more, yeah, waiting. I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to go see my person. I can't wait to get my hands on. It's like that. It's that sense of like, I can't wait to make the next step in this. Yeah. It's putting down your defenses, honestly. It's seven of swords, which is terrifying, by the way, just in case you've never tried that in life. Yeah, like here's the universe. You're literally offering the universe to somebody. This is the goddess energy coming out with you, universe. This is why you're divergent. I said there was a tertiary level, 1, 2, and 3. Dropping defenses to a specific degree. Do you see how this looks in the upright? She's holding on to her shoulder as though she's in pain. And then she's got her other eye like, I know I do not want to sell pencils. I'm divergent. She's dressed in like I don't know what kind of garb to even call this. It's just it isn't the image of, oh wow, look. Let me just pick this up and show you. I was gonna show you that cardigan that was here. Cardigan. I'm hearing Love Fool by the Cardigans all of a sudden. This card again. It's like waiting. Someone's waiting on themselves to arrive. Or like the version of themselves. That's really what your twin flame is. It's somebody that's reflecting who you are back to you. But in a healthy way, not in a provocative one that's gonna cut you down and make you feel bad. This is more of like a let me lift you up. They're both lifting the bowls, but just kind of like offering to the moon, right? And that's how this started off. This was the first card coming out. Was that secret love and the fact that it's not dead. I think someone thought something was dead and it's not. It's being resuscitated. It's being, I don't know why I'm hearing loved back to life. Love back to life. Yeah, but it's literally someone just saying, I don't need to like feel and hear. And it's because she's wearing these big old moon jewelries, right? And usually those are really attractive to me. In this specific case, it's reflecting that one was one place and the other was another. So in the past, that's what happened. You're in two separate places. You're in two different, right person, wrong time, maybe. And maybe you never thought you'd cross paths with this person again, or you didn't think that energy would exist between the two of you in any genuine way, or in a way that was not uncomfortable, to say the least, right? I think this is changing, is the sense that I'm getting. It's changing. Things are changing. This evil eye is here at the bottom of the deck, and this came out with the evil eye in the reverse. It's almost like someone's no longer going to be jealous of your defense system. They're just going to be terrified of it, or, and that's like the equivalent of this love energy. It's both sides of it. It's the light and the dark side kind of coming together so that they can lift off. But it's not in a charter jet and it's not in a commercial jet. It's in a private jet. Okay. That's pretty indicative. This fell directly on top of the goddess energy. That's what that is. It's the third ingredient, right? This death falling out on top of this as soon as I'm saying that. The death is the leaving. And as I'm saying that, the leaves are catching my eye. The leaf, the petal, and the skull. It's like the leaves, the petal, and the skull. There's something about like a subliminal underlying, yeah, look. It's almost like is the rose any less powerful because it grows on a bush rather than a tree? How would a rose tree really look? Like a bouquet of flowers? If the rose dies, then why does the tree fortify itself with its petals? Right? It's like compost. It's like literal recycling of the petal to the metal. You know what I mean? Like that's the way you recreate, you reseed life. What's going to grow from that seed is dependent upon which way you're seeing things. Because this one's got power all by itself. It's got all the components that this one does, but in a different order. So it's got roots. It's really just bark, underground bark, right? And it's got leaves. And then it's got also usually like a dead flower head eventually from somewhere. And that's actually the core of the apple that drops. And that's the seedling for this one. The seedling for that one right there. It's the love energy. You can hate it or love it, but an apple will keep you alive. But after you die, if you're just buried directly into the ground, an apple tree could sprout from your decomposing body. No false speech there. You just saw it. I put it back because I feel like it was a little intense energy. I'm used to that kind of energy, but unless you're very scorpionic, probably not. Yeah, autopilot mind. Telling you. I'm channeling, so please don't shoot the messenger. It's the divergency. That's the removal of urgency when you see like the death card just fall out. Some people are like, oh, someone's gonna die in a plane crash, and you're like, no. Fame and desiring in the reverse. That's not what I just said about the pilot mind, the autopilot mind. No, no one's gonna. Um, Autopilot mind is number 23 in the upright, and fame and desire is number 4 in the reverse. So no one's gonna die today. It is that divergent energy is authoritarian. It is loving, right? It's like the faction that makes all the decisions about agriculture, the earth, mother loving people, right? And then there's also the dauntless, right? Dauntless is this is number 7 in the reverse, but it's because their minds don't really idle. They might idle wild, but they don't idle. They're wild ones. That's what they are. They don't really sit around and wait for fame and desire to strike inspiration. They have autopilot mind to go out, drop their defenses, and do some dangerous things. I don't know if you've ever seen Bangkok Dangerous, but it's kind of like that. It's like a group of guys just going and throwing everything to the wind. Yeah, there you go. There's clouded mind, number 36. It's uploading everything to a cloud. It's realizing that you're partially uploading some of your thought process as you go, which can either be a great thing or a sick thing. One or the other. Depends on how much of a sycophant you really are. You're only as deep as your sick as your deepest secrets. There's seeker in the reverse. So someone is like literally having a dichotomy of sorts. It's a reconfiguration of what's being held in their hand already. has nothing to do with picking up more cards, right? Someone's a singer. They can sing. It's 31. It's manipulation of frequencies, of vibrations, of currents of air. That's what singing is. That's what your vocal cords do. So at the core of your voice is your ability to express which faction you'd want to be in, right? Because instead of just being assigned a faction, you get to choose which one you want to be in or stay with your parents. That's the way it works. So you're not walking away unfulfilled. You're all, you get to choose what you want to do. Once you make that choice, yes, you've committed. But it's no less daunting than like all the M's that you're expected to achieve when you're like 30. Marriage, maternity, and mortgage. No, I'm not talking about the morgue. I'm talking about mortgage, like the house that you live in. That one. Mortgage, maternity, and marriage. The big M's. Okay? I'm putting them back into the deck in a successful manner. However, I'm going to shuffle this and pull some cards for Sangha over here, as well as close out these thoughts about divergency. It is an urgent matter that so many people are getting divorced, things like that, right? But there's also a niche that needs to be made or created for people that don't have a voice. There are plenty of them that don't have a voice or a friend or really anybody. I think way more people go through life and don't realize this for the longest than not, right? You are your own best friend. The love you find inside yourself. You are your own energy source, right? You don't have to go anywhere to find that. You just find it inside yourself and then you're good. When they're taking the tests that they have to take to move up the factions or up the ranks in the factions, I guess, they're made to go inside of their own head and fight for an existence that doesn't actually exist. It's a virtual reality. It reeks of pretension, but unless they know themselves well enough to intercede using their own abilities, then they don't make it. They have to hold on to who they are. It's a self-realization of the good and the bad. Yeah, you don't have a choice. You got to take the whole kit and caboodle. So if your poodle looks like you might be in a 101 Dalmatian simulation. If you know how to apply your mind to it, it might just turn into a cat instead of a Great Dane or maybe like a Shih Tzu, Labrador. What were you in your last life? Do you want to tell us? Since she's here. Since she's here. She's one. No? Not on camera? Are you camera shy? Do you want to choose one? Okay, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'll just leave them there conveniently in case you decide to make a selection. Okay. She said mouse. Oh, ditto is what that means. If she could speak, she would squeak the same exact tune. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, she came and set on the boundaries. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So this is that's really what it is about divergency. It's kind of lonely because you realize this and then you realize so much more. So it does come full circle, but it also it could take a while working together. It's about